Okay, so before we begin, we'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land in which we are recording today and pay our respects to elders past and present. And now it's my pleasure to welcome IOANE SA'ULA, who has been named one of the CGA's Rising Stars for 2025. Congratulations, IOANE.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome, mate. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's dive straight in. And I would love to ask you, how did it all start, this journey of acting? Is it something that you always wanted to pursue, or was it something that you fell into?
Yeah, it was something I fell into because I grew up playing sports my whole life, my whole younger life. And then the whole concept of the arts was introduced in year 8, so that would have been 2017.
Yeah,
2016 was it was introduced to me by a teacher, my music teacher at the time. She kind of encouraged us, me and the boys, to go into music first. She really pushed that idea of us doing music as an elective in year 9 and 10, and her selling point was that it was easy.
yeah.
She didn't mean to say that. She kind of just said it, and then I was like, sweet, I'll pick music and drama, because it was, to me, in my head, it was like, yeah, sweet, it would just be easy, get through it. And then it wasn't until I started year 9, so 2017, I started drama, and my drama teacher was new to the school. She was also my English teacher, and she encouraged me to do public speaking first.
Okay, yeah, right.
So that was my first thing, and then she then encouraged me to do more of the acting thing, so the drama stuff in class. So then I stopped taking the piss and started taking it seriously.
Yeah.
So year 9, that was year 9. Then year 10, I did the school musical, and then that's when I really fell in love with acting and performing.
Yeah, right. And what was the musical?
It was The Addams Family. And
Yeah, right. Okay.
Fortunate enough to win the role of Gomez Addams.
Oh, wow. Yeah, right. That was your first role.
That was my first. Yeah, that was my first role.
Right. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So really, I wouldn't be here as an actor. I wouldn't be an actor if it wasn't for the teachers.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And then how did that transition? Obviously, you first kind of came onto the scene for Bump, is that right? And how did that all happen? Because that was through a public call out, is that right? Through Kirsty?
Yeah, funny. Yeah, kind of. So that was year 10. I did Addams Family. Year 11 was like when I was like, I want to be an actor. And on Facebook, McGregor had posted a call out for like looking for Polynesian boys for a film in Hawaii. Next Goal Wins. Oh,
of course. Yes. Yeah.
And so I did that, and I did I followed the instructions, and I sent my first tape, and then they asked for a second tape, which was pretty cool. Did the second tape, and then nothing of it after that. And then a year following from that, McGregor Casting emailed me from that whole process before, asking if I wanted to audition for Vince. Yeah. And then literally it was like the first audition, a fortnight later was the callback, a fortnight later we started shooting.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
And then that was 5 years ago now. Yeah, 2020.
Yeah. And how was that first experience for you? Because obviously Bump, it's had 5 seasons. It's now just finished off with a film. Tell me about that experience for you, and what was your most memorable experience of that whole project? Because obviously it's super special, having a TV show run for that long, and also come to an end with a film. That must be quite special for you. So yeah, tell me about that whole experience.
It's good. Like, again, it was my first professional job. In saying that was my first acting thing that I've ever done. It was, so I kind of look at Bump as my uni, as my studying, and it was really good. It was very good to learn about, one, the acting, and two, the industry and how it works with a job like Bump. And like, it's hard to explain because it's like, it wasn't like I jumped onto a brand new show that was just like slid under the radar of Australian TV. I jumped on a show that ended up doing really well.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously since then, you know, you've obviously, after Bump, you've worked on a range of film and TV shows over the last few years. And is any of those projects the most memorable for you?
Yeah. So I got to join the cast of Last King of the Cross.
Yeah. Season 2, was that?
Season 2, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was just a tick in the box of things that I wanted to do in the industry, which was just kind of be like a little bit of a gangster and hold space and hold a gun, I guess. But like, you know, you grow up acting like boys that I hung out with growing up. We never wanted to be actors, but if we were to be actors, we'd be gangsters and we'd be cool guys. So that do like a lot of violent and things like that. So ticking that off the box was pretty cool, and I really enjoyed the first season. Yeah, and it was a job where it was like I watched the first season and I was a big fan of it. I really enjoyed the first season, and I was like, oh, this would be cool to be in. I'd love to be a part of it. And then 2 years later, I got to be a part of it, and I got to meet Wyllie, who I was a big fan of. So
yeah, cool. Awesome. And tell me, do you, obviously with a show like that, like you say, being a gangster, do you have any kind of process when it comes to approaching a role or particular, preparation that you put in to before filming?
So Bump years ago, and again, it was like a study for me. So each season of Bump, I brought a new lesson that I learned from before, and now I'm at a point in my process where I try to really know the script. Before, like when I started Bump, I just would learn Vince's lines.
Yes, yeah.
The night before, we got the call sheet with the sides, and I'd learn that, and then I'd go to work, perform, and then now I'm like, you know, my process at the moment has been just to learn the script well, learn the words well, but I haven't really had the chance to really get a character where it's far from who I am as a person.
Yeah.
And really develop, like really treat the lead up as a big process. I mean, at the moment, it's been different because there's things where currently that I'm working on is very far from who I am. I
was going to say, can we talk about briefly, I know that you're now shooting a new project called The F Ward, which is, of course, produced by Dan and John Edwards from Rough Show Diamond, who, of course, you worked with on Bump. I'm not too sure if you can tell us about, how much you can tell us about it, or tell us about the role that you're, currently working with.
I don't know how much I can say, to be honest. But I would just say it's the furthest character to who I am as a person. Yeah. So it has been a process of like kind of switching off myself and turning on someone else. Because I'm very confident. I'm not a very confident person. I'm a very to myself and try not to talk too much. Yeah. And this character is very confident and very, they say, very arrogant. Okay. So it's sometimes I do a take and then I'm like, oh, that was very much me. Like I didn't I didn't like the way I did that, so then I'd have to go, okay, cool. Like I've got more eye contact, more. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
This knows what he's doing. He knows what he's saying. So I've got to say the words. Can't say and ah, because this character wouldn't do that. And so that has been a process at the moment, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, great.
Enjoying it.
Yeah, cool. And how do you balance your career and also maybe your home life and your social life? Is that something that you've been kind of up against? Is that something that you starting to juggle a little bit more as you've moved forward in your career?
Has been 2024 last year was the first year where I could call myself a full-time actor.
Yeah, wow.
Because I had gone from a job to a job to a job to a job, and that was the first. And like, I'm from Canberra. That's where my home is. So last year I kind of felt very disconnected to home, and that's kind of when I realised how much home really meant to me. But at the same time, I'm very fortunate to have that big separation of when I'm in Sydney or Gold Coast or Melbourne, I'm at work, and then when I'm in Canberra, I'm at home.
Yeah.
And I try and keep that very, very separate.
Got you.
Because I enjoy my life at home. It's a thing I look forward to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when it comes to getting into work, I try and knuckle down for work.
Yeah, got you. And looking ahead, what kinds of roles or projects or kind of projects that you would love to do in the future? Is there anything that you dream of doing or would like to do next?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to do more feature films. And then on the topic of getting a role that is, again, far from who I am, and then having to change myself for it and have a process for it, something like that. Otherwise, I'm pretty open. At the moment, I just want to work, and I don't want to stop working.
Great.
But yeah, I'm pretty open for the future.
Great. And looking back, what advice would you give to young aspiring actors who are trying to get into the industry of acting? Is there any advice that you would give someone, or if your friend back in Canberra said, hey, I want to give this a go, what advice would you be giving to them from your own experience?
My biggest advice is, once you get there, is just to be very nice. It's to be a very nice person. Learn everyone's names and say good morning, say good day, say thank you. That's what I've learned over the years. Is be good with your craft and your art. Other than that, everyone's a human being, and when you go on set, like my biggest thing every day is to learn everyone's names and say hi to everyone. I
think that's really good advice. So
just being a nice person.
just be a nice person. Exactly. And being in Australia, sometimes the industry can feel a little bit small, like in terms of the crew and everything like that. Have you had a chance to work with many people on multiple projects before?
Funny, because the Sydney industry it's very small. The crew is very small. So like I've had the same first AD for the last 3 jobs. Yeah, right. And then like same as the camera and grips department, I've had the same, which is so funny. Yeah, no, that's it. That it can be quite small in terms of, the people who you work with, they may well be on your next job. So I think, like you said, that advice and just being a good person, learning people's names, that can go a long way. Do you have any actors that you kind of look up to, or have you had any mentors throughout your career? Yeah, Carl Sanson has been my main guy. Yeah, he was my first scene partner. So like him and I still talk to this day. We're still good mates. Then I have like a little community like Chris Alusia. Do you know Chris?
Yes. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And Wyllie, those are the guys that I look to for advice for things, because they're kind of older and they're Polynesian actors as well.
Yeah.
So it's cool to, like, when I face a challenge, is to call people that have been there and done that.
Been there.
So
totally. Yeah. All right. Well, IOANE, thanks so much for chatting with us today. It's been a pleasure, mate, and congratulations again on becoming a 2025 Rising Star. And we're obviously very excited to see where your future goes.
Cheers.